Hello everybody, my name is Father Hao Vu and welcome to my new series called the Vocations Corner, where I'll be talking about topics related to vocations, discernment, priesthood, the spiritual life, and everything good related to the Catholic Church. Today's topic is distractions. Distractions in particular during prayer. What to do with these distractions? Why do we even get distracted in the first place? First off, I want to make a shout out to our saint of the day, St Teresa of Avila, whose feast day we celebrate today. St. Teresa, if you're listening, pray for us. She was a saint of the 16th century who founded the Discalced Carmelite order and was declared Doctor of the Church in 1970. And did you know that in more than 2,000 years, there has only been 36 saints who are declared Doctor of the Church? Amazing, right? And you might be asking, how did these saints become a Doctor of the Church? Well, it has to do with their teaching, their contributions to the Church, and their remarkable holiness of life. And of course, it has to be approved by the Supreme Pontiff, the Pope himself. And so the way St. Teresa of Jesus impacted the Church was through her writings and teachings on prayer and the spiritual life. We find these famous works in her books, The Way of Perfection and The Interior Counsel. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. And so St. Teresa Feast Day is so appropriate for us and for our topic today, which is related to prayer, but in particular to distractions that we may experience during prayer. First off, I am going to share with you one of my favorite definitions of prayer, which comes from our very own St. Teresa. She says, prayer is nothing else than being on good terms of friendship with God. Wait, you might be saying to yourself, that's it, Father Hao? I thought prayer had to be more complicated. Well, my friends, it is not. You know, I often ask myself, why would God make prayer complicated when He wants to be with us, right? It's like if I want you, who are my friends, to come visit me at my home. I'm not going to give you the longest and most complicated route. I am going to give you the shortest and easiest route. Why? Because I love you. And I am not this evil tormentor who likes to see you suffering. No. I am going to give you the shortest and most simplest way to my home because I want to see you now and right now. So prayer is that same way. We think prayer is difficult because we are the one who makes it difficult. So stop complicating your prayer life. Simplify it as though you are speaking to a friend. And so prayer is simply that, a friendship with God. But now, sometimes in that friendship with God, we have these distractions that may arise. And so let's call these distractions the crazy madman who keeps interrupting our conversation with God and doesn't let go. Well, what do we do with this madman? Well, many saints would say, take notice of him by acknowledging he is there, but then turn your gaze back to God. These distractions, the madman, won't go away. We know that for sure, but that's okay. Because this madman isn't there to harm you. It's just our mind running wild at times. And so what are we called to do? Right? We're encouraged by St. Teresa, who also had the same issue with distraction, to have a good spiritual book on hand. Sometimes coming out of our mind and reading a verse or a paragraph from a good spiritual book can bring us back to focus on God. But the key here is not to use the book as an end in itself, but only as a means towards bringing us and bringing our attention back on God. Meaning, use the book as a crutch. Allow yourself to come back. Don't get too hooked on the reading, right, so that you miss out on praying. So that is one way to approach distractions. Another way is by transforming our perception of distractions from a negative into a positive. I call this making the madman your friend instead of your enemy. So you know you're distracted. Take a look at that distractions. Maybe God is calling you to bring those distractions, whatever your mind is troubling you with, into the prayer in that moment itself. Of course, you have to discern what you're distracted by. Or you're distracted by trivial matters, maybe like a Netflix series you just watched, and now you can't stop thinking about it, or an important matter, like resolving a conflict that arose between you and your friend perhaps, or perhaps difficulties with your emotions that you may be experiencing. And so if it is more like the latter reasons, then I would encourage you, take it to God, your friend, and sit with it. You don't have to search for a solution or an answer right there, but really, I like to think of it as telling your friend your problem while he just sits with you and lovingly listens to you. Because many times, don't we just need a friend to listen and to be present for us and with us? That's enough. I like to think so, right? And of course, sometimes the solution and answer comes, but it might not be immediate. So keep taking it to prayer. And so that is the second way we can approach distractions. The third way we can approach distraction is by recognizing that the distraction is an opportunity rather than an obstacle to our prayer life. Meaning, use the distraction as a stepping stone to further your love for God. So instead of getting annoyed with your distractions and yourself, think of the distractions more as opportunities to turn back to God. And so just imagine you're distracted 100 times. Normally we think, man, that wasn't a good prayer session because I was distracted 100 times, right? Well, what if you look at those 100 times as the 100 times you turn back to God? That changes everything, right? So use distractions and don't let the distraction use you. And so I've been talking about how to deal with distractions, and I haven't really talked about why we get distracted in the first place. Well, the easy and straightforward answer is because as humans, we are broken and weak. We are always distracted. I mean, how hard it is for us to maintain focus at work or at school, let alone in prayer. But like any conversation with a friend whom we love so dearly, we have to make that effort to make eye contact, to listen with attentive ears, to give him our hearts and our minds, right? And be totally present to God. Yes, distractions are a part of our life, but that doesn't mean we can't reduce distractions, right? But I'm going to stop here because I know you're probably getting distracted now. I know it is hard to listen for too long. Psychology has proven that our attention span is best at the first 7 minutes. After that, our mind starts to wander. So, next time on our Vocation Corner, I'm going to talk about ways to reduce distractions and also answer the question, are distractions sinful? And so until next time, my name is Father Hal Vu. Thank you for watching the Vocations Corner. May God bless you. Bye.